Welcome everybody, Red Arrow 23 here. Today we're going to be discussing the hot topic at the moment, which is the potential introduction of barbed wire into higher level ops. Let's boom some beaches. So this topic came up on the forums a day or two ago, and I've been umming and ahhing about whether or not I was going to make a video about it because there's not that much information out there. But I decided I would, because the more information you know, the more you can have your voice heard in the forums or through this video or whatever, and hopefully Supercell will listen to everybody's thoughts and make the best decision from there. So if you're not on the forums, there's a link down below to the thread, but also in game, if you click on the envelope on the left of your screen, you'll see the news pop up, and if you just scroll down and to from the devs desk, then just click on there, and this is everything that's in the forum anyway. So pause at any time through here where you want to have a read. I'm just going to have a quick look. So I think the main reason that Supercell put this on the forum and put it on here is because they want to sort of hear the opinion from the community to see whether or not they can are going to carry on working on it for potentially a December update. All my views, I'm going to try and keep them as unbiased as I can. It's all based on the information in this forum, in this post, and also some of the replies and talk around the community as well. So bear in mind that barbed wire isn't a done deal yet. They're talking about potentially bringing this in. So it might look exactly how they've advertised, it might look different, it might not even come into the game at all. So it's important to know going into this. So the main objective that they're trying to do with this barbed wire is to try to spread the love across the troops, because in higher level ops, Zookas are the main offensive weapon because they've got very high damage. I personally don't really see the issue here, because they're a high risk, high reward troop. So if you want to make that high risk to get the damage, to get that a lot of damage on the core, then that's what you got to do. But it's very hard, it's a very steep learning curve. So there's a place in all operations for different troop types. So you got T-Meds stop being effective around about choke point, I think, and then after that you see mainly Zooka, some hooker or heavy Zooka. Grenadiers are awesome. Every now and again they have their place. So Supercell are trying to make this thing that I don't really know needs to happen. There's a bit of a split opinion on the forums. Some of the teammate players want to be able to defeat massive attack with tanks and medics. And I mean, it's awesome that Supercell are looking at still bringing in innovation. We talk about how they might have left us behind because they're looking at Clash Royale quite a lot. But they're trying to even out this game, and I think that's awesome that they're showing the game some love. But you're going to find that some players are really anti-barbed wire, and you're going to find that others are really pro-barbed wire. And I just hope that Supercell make the best decision for the entire community, so that everyone is happier, so that the game stays alive and booming, as opposed to people starting to retire because they're sick of this Zookas getting nerfed, or they're sick of not being able to compete in massive attack because they use T-Med all the time. So I just hope that the main hope of this video is that everyone will get into the forums or get in the comments of this video, and then I can post on the forum on behalf of people, and then that way Supercell should hopefully be reading all of these things and can hear the opinion of everybody and make the right decision. So the way that I can see barbed wire working is they're saying that it'll slow troops while they're moving through it and deal a small amount of damage. So even though it's a small amount of damage, Zooka don't have a lot of health. It can't be destroyed by a GBE or and it can't be targeted by units. So, but they're saying in the forums that you will be able to get through it with Zooka, but it will be more GB. You have to spend more GBE. So the way I see it is, they'll take a bit of damage, but if you have a medkit on them, then they can heal up enough to continue going through the barbed wire. This is obviously going to be a bit hard if there's potentially more than one line of barbed wire. You might need to spend like 3 medkits just to get your Zookas to where you want them. And the way that I see them balancing out the game, because that's just nerfing the Zooka, all Zooka tactic right there, but the way I see them evening it out is that they will remove the ice statues or reduce the ice statues. Yeah. So everything will have less health, and therefore you'll be able to bring tanks to these operations, which could potentially be a good thing. I'm not really sure how it will run. If there is a lot of less ice on the bases, it might just mean that all the AZ or all Zooka players just bring more GBE, and they get rid of their troop damage. So some of the very competitive players have 5 troop damage, 5 GBE, so that might turn into 7 GBE, 3 TD, because there's not as much health on the core, so they don't need that troop damage, but now they need to throw an extra couple of medkits. So that's how I kind of see it happening if it does come in. Yeah. So they haven't defined which operations these will be in. They will only be in operations. Yeah, so see they're not going to kill it off completely, but it will be very costly in terms of gunboat energy. Yeah, so they haven't defined what is high level. It could be choke point and above, it could be dead end and above, it could be even just be the last 2 operations. But they haven't defined it. So this last section here, what they're saying is they're not planning on changing the operations at the moment. I'm a little bit disappointed in this. Some people are as well, whether or not, because they only have the 2 templates, and I'll just quickly show you what I mean by that. So when I'm talking about a template, this is obviously what P or Quay looks like. And if you ignore the power core, the fuel cells, all the defenses, you can see that this is what the beach looks like, this is what the outside looks like. If you just remember that, and then we head over to Minnow, you see exactly the same layout. Ignore the power core and all of the defenses, and this is the exact same map. If we jump over to ribbon cable, I believe it's the other way. So this is the second template that they use. So if you're kind of following where I am now, if you think of Ransom, the power core's up in the top here, all the defenses are laid out a lot differently. The rocket launcher's up the top here, and then you imagine Conifold, power core's over here. So I'm a little bit disappointed that they don't have new operations. They still only have those 2 templates, and that's actually a random thing to be cognizant of. So if you watch a landing, you'll see that the troops will always land in the same way, and if you know where you're putting your flare, depending on where the Zookas are going to path around the buildings, they should react in a similar way. So just keep that one in the back pocket. Yeah, so they're only talking about the high-level operation maps. They're not planning on bringing any new operations, not planning on changing any of that. I think there's a lot of other avenues other than barbed wire that could be, and probably are being researched as well. If you check out the forum, there's a whole bunch of ideas in there. If you find my post, I think it's on page 20, have a read through that. That's all of my thoughts in depth. I think the most important thing is for everybody to get their opinions into that forum, get Supercell to actually see what everybody thinks, and then they'll be able to make the best decision. Whether they listen to the community or go ahead with what they want to do, that's up to them. All we can do is hope for the best. So that's all I got today. Comment below with your thoughts on the barbed wire, how you think it's going to affect the game, whether you're for it or against it. And give us a thumbs up if you liked the video, thumbs down if you didn't, and subscribe for more Boom Beach!